Hello beloved brick community, and a warm welcome from Dr. Noppe, and also a warm welcome into 2026. And this year is special because it marks a couple of anniversaries, right? This is year number 3 of Hogwarts Castle System 4, and we have all 12 sets that are available as of right now, or were available, I must say. Secondly, it marks the 25th anniversary of LEGO Harry Potter. And there's a couple other facts that we want to discuss. You see here the 12 sets, the one where it started all, right down here, the boathouse, and the most recent ones are the ones from this year, this set and this. And we will look at them all together and find out what's different from my last update when we had 9 sets left, right? And this year we already got 2 sets, which are right there. First one being set number 76463, the hospital wing. And it's not a remake of the hospital wing from System 3, because this is an entire building extension, right? It's not just the wing, which is misleading anyway, because it's not located. It doesn't matter. This is the 4th extension of the castle itself, right? We have the Great Hall over here. We had the main tower. Now we have the hospital wing, and we had the flying lessons, even though this is a tower, and yeah, you can attach it to the Great Hall and other parts, but this one is considered an extension. The second set we received this year is this one, which is a remake of the famous sorting hat. Yeah, it's called Ceremony of the Sorting Hat 76460, and it's not just a remake, because they also added this nice lovely feature of the counter of the house points. Lovely detail, and it's a cute set, right? And it's only 15 euros. It's really remarkable. And then the third set we received, actually at the end of last year, is this one, set 40770, Hogwarts Castle Room of Requirements, right? This is a gift with purchase. Nonetheless, it's considered a Hogwarts Castle set. And so next to the 4 Hogwarts Castle extensions we discussed, we have those 2 structures here, the Owlery and the Boathouse, which, by the way, first fact, are already end of life. So you can't get those regular anymore. I think some shops have them, but I see prices already increasing. So that is interesting. And then next to those, we have received 2 extensions for the interior of the Great Hall, which is, of course, the great and lovely set for the Dueling Club, a remake, and the just aforementioned set of the Sorting Hat. And we have classrooms, right? We have a total of 4 classrooms now. First being the Potions class, which is becoming end of life in the summer. Then we have first time appearance of the Greenhouse. And here we have the Charm class with Professor Flitwick. And this is an 8-white insert for the castle. And it's a lovely set. This is also very cheap, costs only 20 euros. And as already mentioned, the Room of Requirements. So a total number of 12 sets, and we know that additional sets are coming. Those of you who follow my channel have seen this map. As there are plenty out there, I chose this one by Gustavo Pereira, as it is based on Stuart Craig's design ideas. I added the relevant outer sets and placed them accordingly. I also show Hagrid's hut and Aragog, as I truly feel they belong. With the sets from 2024 and 2025, LEGO did a good job adhering to this layout. With the recently released hospital wing, they toss it all over the place. A shame. It really feels they are rushing towards the end of Hogwarts System 4. Some remarks regarding the hospital wing. As mentioned, this is not really a hospital wing. It's part of it, it's name-giving, but it's actually the north building of the quad buildings, right? And I have 2 problems with this building. One, it's way too small. If you follow the layout of Hogwarts by Warner Brothers and production designer Stuart Craig, this building should be the size of this, yeah? Because the quad building has 4 buildings of equal dimensions, more or less, and this one is far too small. Yeah? And I will show you at the end of this video what I think this building should be. And the second one is that I fear also that the continuation of this entire castle is not really happening the way we expected it, because they crammed into this building a lot of things that shouldn't be there. They put the Defense Against Dark Arts down there, which normally would have its own tower, and we see the hospital wing, which would be a bridge actually from the east quad building to the clock tower. Yeah, and on top there's like a bridge kind of building, that would be the hospital wing, so they crammed that in. And on top we see the Ravenclaw tower, which, yeah, you could consider that's fine. However, I fear that with the data classroom in there, we will not, of course, get a data tower. Here we have the view of the castle put together, right? So we have three parts of Hogwarts connected, which is Great Hall, the tower, and which is difficult to see, the hospital wing, and of course, again, the flying lessons tower stands by itself. And we have the greenhouse over here, which is basically where the viaduct entrance would be, and the greenhouses would be located here. LEGO, when it came out, put this right into the Black Lake, and for this year they placed this building right over there, so I think they're not sure where to really put it. Let's take a look from the other side. This is basically the view now from the north end of Hogwarts, right? So here is where the library would be, right here. Flying lessons would be over there, and then back there would be the wooden bridge in Hagrid and the Forbidden Forest. So this is the view, and you can see that this building, of course, is small. If it were to the scale of the main tower, it would actually hit the wall right there. That is the dimension it should have. However, this is how LEGO did it. We will now look at the interior. Let us first take a look inside the quad building, let's say, right? So we have the main tower and the staircases right over there, and we have the new building for the hospital wing, right? So the defense against the dark arts classroom, the hospital wing, and the Ravenclaw common room. We can tell there's a lot of play going on, right? So I like that very much. And we do have the interchangeable rooms, of course, but I think it would make little sense to switch the Lupin's classroom with, for instance, the chessboard, right? You could do it, of course, but it would not be according to canon, nor do I think it makes sense. And the second view now is into the Great Hall, where we see that we can place the sorting hat ceremony right there. And of course, this makes sense only because I extended my hall, right? So this is much wider than the original one. Otherwise, you could only fit the dueling club in there. Or, of course, the ceremony of the sorting hat, according to the books, makes sense because this one would be year 2 and this is year 1, of course. However, in mine, you can do sorting while opponents be on the dueling club. And what is really lovely and cracks me up is the expression of Harry. Yeah, if you look at that, he's closing his eyes and mumbling to the sorting hat because he does not want to be sorted into Slytherin. And you see that Hermione as well as Draco stand by in fear because they're the next ones to be sorted, right? This is a hilarious detail. What we also see in the back there is, of course, the house points counter. Once more, I wanted to show you the layout with my little sandwich building, right, which connects the Great Hall and the main tower, where I placed the final challenge with Quirrell waiting for Harry and the Mirror of Erised, and on top of that we have the trophy room, right? So that's what I did because this connects the tower much better and is more true to the real Warner Brothers model. And in this additional view, you see what I also think this building is too small, because if you compare the Gryffindor common room to the Ravenclaw one, you can clearly see this is much smaller, which I dislike because you don't have the dorm, because LEGO basically decided to put the scene of Helena in the balcony where Harry finds out about the Horcrux, put that in there, which I like the idea of the scene, so you can really play the third movie, which is this one, right, with Lupin being the Dark Arts professor, and you have this one from the Deathly Hallows, where we have Helena explaining to Harry where to find the Horcrux, right? I also designed this in the way that you can actually fit the dorms. I designed this with the idea to use set 76463 as a starting point. The dungeon was extended to accommodate an additional 16 stud-wide section. As I wanted to follow the Hogwarts layout, I included the entrance to the suspension bridge, which I created as a MOC last spring, but with much larger dimensions. So this one fits well to the current Hogwarts castle. I deliberately left the new rooms empty, so they can be filled to everyone's liking. What do you think? We already knew that the June 2026 wave will bring 5 more Harry Potter sets, and per the picture in the instructions, we are still missing the viaduct bridge and the viaduct entrance. And just prior to me releasing this video, the names of the 5 sets have dropped. And what a surprise, none of these carry the Hogwarts Castle prefix. But I guess that the Hogwarts East Wing will be the viaduct entrance and bridge, plus the stone bridge to connect to the main tower set. This needs to include the Slytherin common room, including the Bloody Baron and the library. I hear that there's also a new Chamber of Secrets included, which would interfere with slotting the Slytherin common room in the dungeon where it belongs. I guess they will place it under the roof then. We are still missing some iconic sets like the Astronomy Tower or the Clock Tower. And if there are plans to complete the quad buildings, the Clock Tower might serve to fill the west side, but we are also missing the south side. In any case, with the 2026 Harry Potter sets revealed, this would mean we can be seeing Hogwarts Castle sets in January of 2027, just before the new HBO series is coming out. It will be interesting. With this lovely view on Harry, right? I think this is a perfect ending for this video of all 12 sets for the Hogwarts Castle so far. And we will see each other next time when we got the additional sets out of the June wave. See you soon.